Welcome back. This video is focusing on exercises 10 through 12 in chapter 2 of the Python book. So let's go to the question number 12 or number 10. So in this case they're asking use a for loop to print a box like the one below. Allow the user to specify how wide and how high the box should be. Now they also give a hint that allows you to use a print command with an asterisk, and when you do this string with the asterisk in it and you multiply by 10, that actually would print 10 asterisks. So we can use that hint in the program that we write. So switching to PyCharm, I already created this file. Now there are two input statements. One of them is for the width of the box, and the second one is for the height of the box. As in previous exercises, I cast both of those to integers from the strings that they come in initially as, and assign those to the variables width and height. Now in this case what we're going to be doing is we're going to iterate through the with a for loop, and the for loop is going to go from 0 to the to 1 minus the height, or I'm sorry, the height minus 1, and so that'll give us a total of that whatever number of rows that they put in, and each of those rows I'm going to be printing the asterisk string times the number of characters, which would be the width. And so when you run this one, let's go ahead and run this command. And so exercise 10, enter the width of the box. We're going to make that, let's make it something that is easy to count. So we're going to make it 5 wide. And now we need the height of the box. Let's make it 7. And so we have 7 rows, and each of those are 5 wide. And so that is exercise number 10. So the next exercise is to use a for loop to print the box like the one below. Now this one is the same as the previous one, but instead of having a solid set of asterisks there, we're going to have a number of spaces with just an asterisk on the start and final position. So let's go over to PyCharm. And open up exercise 11. So this is very similar to the previous one where we enter the width and the height. And in this case, we're going to print the first line, which is the row of asterisks with no spaces in between, and the final line afterwards. And then we're going to use a for loop on the inside. And in this case, instead of going from 0 to height, we're going to go from 0 to height minus 2. And so that'll take off the two lines that have already been printed, the first one and the last one. And in this one, we're printing an asterisk, and then we're printing a bunch of white spaces, which is going to be the width minus 2 wide, and then another asterisk on the end. And remember that you have to put a separator equal to an empty space there in order to prevent it from printing spaces in between these things, extra spaces. So let's go ahead and run this. So this is exercise 11. So run exercise 11. So the width of the box, let's make that 7 wide, and the height of the box, we'll make it 5 wide. And so we have a total of 7 asterisks in the first and the last row, and then we have 3 rows in the middle that have 1 on the end. So that appears to be working. So let's take a look at exercise number 12. So this one, use a for loop to print a triangle like the one below. So this is going to be pretty easy. We're just going to print, we're going to go set a variable and just print 1 on the first time through, 2 on the second time through, 3 on the third time through. So let's open up exercise number 12. So exercise number 12, we only have to prompt for the height of the triangle. And then we're going to use this iterator here, and in this case we're going to start at 1 because we want the first row to have one asterisk. And we're going to iterate up to the height, and I'm going to do height plus 1 so that we'll get the full number of rows there. It'll stop at height, and it'll print that number of asterisks for the height in the last row. So let's go ahead and execute this. This is exercise 12. So the height of the triangle, let's make it 7. and we get 7 rows, each one with an additional asterisk in it. So that is exercises 10 through 12. Join me in the next video and we'll look at exercises 13, 14, and 15, which are the last exercises for the chapter. See you soon.